up? What up? It's your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. It is What the Fuck Wednesday. How y'all doing, everybody? Finish that up right now. So we got all kind of craziness is going on in the world. We got magically another AR-15 attack down in Louisville. Where the fuck all these things coming from? You'd have thought they'd have got rid of these bitches already. What? I don't even know how to put this out here, man. Look, I always tell everybody we're free. This is America. You got a right to say what you want to say and do what the fuck you want to do as long as you ain't hurting nobody. You know, I ain't too much for the whole drag queens with the kids. But the drag queen on the beer can, so fucking what? It ain't just that. The problem is you fuck faces out there who don't like it, took it to the extreme, and now want to get this shit canceled and get the whole fucking shit, you know. You're becoming one of them, you assholes! This is what we fight against. You can't get canceled and then bitch when somebody else ain't getting canceled, or you want to get somebody else canceled. You're defeating your own fucking purpose. Whether you like it or not, you should still be promoting the freedom to put that shit the fuck out there. And, well, we'll discuss it. That shit wasn't even in America. I don't know where the fuck Kid Rock found his, but he had to be digging a little deep into the pride basket to find them beers. So what does that say about him? And I'm a fan, but let's be real. What does that say? So now the FBI informants and operatives in the whole J6 tour is up to fucking 50 plus. And there's video of them, the FBI guys. Those are the ones that are pushing everything along. The fuck? What else we gonna talk about? Like to know why the nuclear plane, the Air Force, you know, the plane that nobody's talking about or is supposed to know about, that take $50,000 an hour to fly, is following Biden around. Well, yeah, we know why. Because our media is telling us that Putin was shooting fucking missiles over ballistic missiles over. I think this shit is a joke. Old Joe done sold us down the river, and now we up Chick Creek without a paddle. For real. So we're going to touch on that. What else we got going on? It was the Proud Boys. It was the missiles. Oh, we had another fucking... this was an explosion next to the train tracks. We ain't even getting too much information on it. We got a couple TikTok videos. This is just my theory. But there's a hole in the fucking... like the retaining wall next to the fucking... the train tracks. Kind of looked like something was shot at it. So we're going to touch on that too. But I'm going to quit rambling here. Let's get our guests out in this motherfucker. First we got motherfucking Big Sniz in the house.
He disappeared on us.
Oh fuck. Well, we got Greg on the ones and twos. And out of motherfucking Cleveland, Red Line Radio and the Grapevine, we got big motherfucking Greg.
What's happening, people? What's going on, Captain? How's everybody doing
What?
out there? Thank y'all for having me again. What the fuck Wednesdays in full effect.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
So just because it was the last thing I talked about and I'm high, so I'll forget about it if we wait till last to put it back up. Did you see anything about this explosion this morning in Columbus next to the train tracks?
Are you asking me or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I briefly seen that whatever the train was that was coming over doing contaminant, whatever, accidentally tipped over on accident. Something must have came along and tripped it. I don't know, maybe a chupacabra or some shit, or maybe even a Bigfoot came through there and pushed that some bitch on over. But basically, what it did was it spilled over and it spilled all the shit that they call themselves cleaning up back into the shit that they trying to clean up.
Oh no, that was the fucking truck. This morning, there was a fucking next to a train. They didn't hit a train. Just there was a couple TikTok videos on it. Not too many folks is talking about it, but they're saying there was an explosion. But this girl got she was by the thing. It looked like something was aiming for a train that should have been there, and there was a hole in the fucking retaining wall.
Is that the factory? Are you talking about the factory?
No.
So,
This
so
ain't the
besides the
factory
factory,
neither, because the
so besides
factory,
the
there was a
factory and
big
truck
old fire
operation,
going on in fucking somewhere in Ohio, too, at a recycling plant. Another recycling plant.
and you do know that Cleveland is scheduled and slated to be the first 15-minute city in the nation. And the way that they contaminated the fuck out of everything around us and the eminent domain. I mean, they even had the audacity to print, to publicate that the government could possibly enforce eminent domain based on, like, oh, so you're just gonna come and take people property, huh?
Dude, Jared and I talked about this on one of the shows. I forget the name of the fucking bill, but it's this fucked up bill that's been implemented since back, I think, in Nixon days. But the government, if an animal could go from your water to another body of water, then that water belongs to the
To the
government.
government, yeah. Yeah, we talked about that as well.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's
They-
and everybody, instead of taking this fucking bullshit law away, every president, even 45, everybody knows I support him, but even that dickhead added his little fucking dick print to it too.
The government loves eminent domain.
Absolutely.
Like it is their it is, they can claim eminent domain and just take whatever the fuck they want.
You right there?
Yeah.
Don't leave us.
But yeah, it's fucked up. And the bad thing is like they try to pull that shit down in California when they try to put that rail system in. You remember that when they took all that money for that high speed rail system, and then they took all these people's land. The people were bitching about it, and then magically there was a big fire that just jumped from here to there. We'll miss this place. We'll catch this place on fire. That place on fire. This place on fire. And now there's no train. There's no money, and the government still owns that land.
Man, let me tell you something, an interesting story about that, because that was right when the pandemic was about to hit, how that
Yep.
whole paradise fire and shit was, right? I had just actually had like a spiritual moment. So I was into watching like the radars and I forgot what the name of the thing is, the vibration for the planet. It's a certain there's a certain thing that you can watch that tells the vibration of the planet and all of the things that are coming into the atmosphere. Anyhow, so I'm checking that out, and I'm on a live, somebody's live, and me and this particular fella, I don't know who he is to this day, but whoever he is, he might either be dead or famous, because me and him both, from the top of the thing, seen something shoot down, and that's when the fire started, and the guy went flipping dick crazy. He was like, "Oh my god, did anybody else see that? Did you guys see that?" And I just happened to be watching, and I seen that shit, and I believe it was a direct energy weapon because I
A lot of people say that.
yeah
Now the weird thing though is, and the only reason why I know this is because I made jokes about, because that's when the caravan was magically hitting. We got bombarded with a bunch of bullshit all at once. That's when that first wave of the caravan was coming in, and for some reason the easier route was like on an outer edge of Cali, but the caravan was going up through the middle where it was hitting Arizona and Cali, and we started getting a shit ton of fucking UFO sightings out that way.
well the funny thing about that
Uh,
is I fought fires. When you go to prison in California or in Nevada, if you ain't like a high level offender, if you just in there for selling dope, they send you to what's called either the CDF if you're in California or the NDF if you're in Nevada. So I've been out there chunking the fire. When you see the motherfuckers fighting the fires and you see lines of firefighters, 95% of them is inmates. The rest of the motherfuckers with the red hats, those are the actual firefighters. I've never seen a fire that didn't take everything out in its path. I ain't never seen a fire not burn a car, but burn the trees, leave some houses. No, the
Yeah,
fire
or
comes
burn trees from the inside out.
out. That's bro.
That's
I've been
microwave.
broke. I
That's microwave. We all learned that shit.
yes. I've like I said, I've personally been out there fighting fires. When you in a camp like that, that's what you wait for, a fire, because now you make $1 an hour. A whole $1 an hour. There goes the big money.
Now you
But
know what
yeah,
it feels like to be Asian.
man, listen, man, not a China man chance in hell.
Get in there, grape. I ain't fitting in that door,
Man, listen,
motherfucker.
I was the motherfucker who cooked the soup and shit for the rest of the fire. I'm not fucking. They give you this little bitty sheet. It's like a piece of tin foil, and they say, "Hey, if the fire come, deploy this and crawl up underneath it."
Oh,
Man,
your fire blanket. Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm like, listen, I ain't the
You're
smartest
like
man in
covered
the
up
world.
with
Shit.
Mylar.
You know what it is, so you know I'm telling you the truth, right?
I
Man,
do.
listen, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I'm pretty sure I can outrun this fucking fire. Under no circumstances, I go tuck and roll. I'm gonna like a little rotisserie chicken.
You look like a hot pocket. That's what you look like.
Yeah,
That's a
man,
fucking hot pocket.
bro. That shit, I feel like that was, and then here goes the interesting thing about that, because initially the plan was for the high speed rail to go from, and I'm glad you brought this up because this has been in my thoughts, right? The plan was for the rail to go from like Southern California into Vegas and to make that whole trip really short. But then they want to make a whole national rail that goes around this whole continent. I mean, it's not the whole
Kind of like
continent,
the underground one that's there.
but above ground. And now, so what I'm thinking is, damn, they attacking all these railroads. Now they gonna say, well, we have to rebuild this shit. We might as well rebuild it on high speed train capacity. Let's kick these fuckers off their land. Let's do what we need to do because this is gonna be worth billions and billions of dollars.
Hey, look, and you know what? The Simpsons predicted it.
No shit.
Don't you remember the Simpsons episode when they talked about the monorail?
No,
Say it
I've
again,
never seen that one,
monorail.
bro.
Who's
But
that? The
I
monorail.
follow this shit, bro. I follow this shit, and I'm like, wait a minute. I find it odd that dude, listen. There's no way in fuck all of a sudden the forest fires start, and then look at the destruction that's in the paths of what these people want. They set California on fire from north to fucking south to
Every
get this high
year.
speed trail.
Every year they on
And
fire.
then, you know,
Now
when they
how
put it
does
on
a
fire,
fucking state stay
they-
on fire? And you're next to the water.
when they put it on fire, they have these things called penny sales. And they sell the acres of land that's been burnt by the fire for pennies an acre. So now they say, you know what, Cali's not enough. Let's turn this into a fucking national train. So let's
That makes sense though, because when Trump was in office, he was going to stop funding to California because they were supposed to clean up all them trees that fell down, which is kindling. And you know they had a fit about it. No, you can't take them trees out of there. You can't. He's like, you can make housing, the homeless problem, all that other shit.
bro,
They said no,
that's
it
a
was
fucking
all in
lie. That's a lie. Let me tell you why. Because if you're not fighting fires, if it's not fire season, you cutting down trees for the state. If you want to change off, if you want to change a fucking tree camp, you go on a 12-man cruise. So every camp will have 12 men crews. They got to go out and they fucking quota is 3 acres a day. The state of California pays these motherfuckers $5,000 per acre. So you're looking at $15,000 per crew times 12. They tell you, even when we're not fighting, if we're not fighting fires, we're doing controlled burns. So all those trees that he wanted cleared out,
They so controlled.
yeah, listen, I'm telling you, that's when you got to get out there and you have to step on the fire with them state boots on. The shit feel like it's melted to your foot on me. They like, man, listen, they want you to take the big shit out, load it onto the whatever you need to load it onto, and all them pine cones, because that sap from the pine trees, that's what's flammable. So they want you to control. You have to draw a fucking fire line around whatever it is you finna burn that shit under a controlled circumstance, and then try to hope that that shit don't happen. But when you're dealing with a direct energy weapon, ain't no fire line in the world that's gonna stop that, boss.
Yeah, that's crazy. And,
Yeah,
and other
real
crazy shit, you know, I've been paying attention a lot to the whole currency issue of anything that got me more paranoid than anything else. And I remember, you notice nobody's saying too much of shit about that, the whole kid with the cryptocurrency that they caught over in the Bahamas that was donating all the money to the Democrats. Nobody's saying shit about him, but they stopped it, supposedly. So now, the inventor, the dude who made Cash App got shanked up.
Yeah.
But nobody's talking about he was starting his own
Crypto.
cryptocurrency. So now everybody was in big, for the Democrats, JFK Jr. supposed to be running. He's fighting to stop cryptocurrency altogether in America. So what's going on? What's something seemed funny on? It seems like they're making the fucking dollar obsolete to fucking go switch over to this digital currency. What's up, Jared?
Couple of things. One, you said Kennedy, and dude, I literally watched. I've been watching a thing on Marilyn Monroe and her death. There is
find something in her butt. Like
there is taped conversation that the FBI has of her knowing events of the Cuban Missile Crisis that at the time were not made public, and she was gonna talk some shit from some shit she learned from pillow talk during her affair with Kennedy.
She was gonna pull a Stormy. She was gonna pull a fucking Stormy.
It wasn't even quite like that. It wasn't even quite like that, bro. She wasn't trying to like extort anybody. She was like, "This is fucked up."
Yeah.
And then poof, she dead.
She was a CIA MK Ultra mind control sex kitten too. You know what I mean? There's several supporting.
Look at Teddy Kennedy. Y'all remember when Teddy Kennedy killed the fucking hooker in their compound, and that just kind of got swept under the beach? They kept showing the Kennedy compound. It looked like a supervillain's fucking fortress.
It is.
I mean, it's got no kind of flair to it. It's four wall. It looks like a fucking prison, and it's got like the walkway across the top, like old school. Like they have art. Like you think an archer is gonna fucking get you.
Motherfucking Shawshank Redemption looking ass shit, huh?
Yeah, dude, the whole crypto thing, man. If you really think back to the beginning craze, I don't know how much of it.
Dude, I try to study it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Not only does it not make sense, but like realistically, I don't. But this is just my take. Like, and I stopped like being on the even trying to be on the crypto train a while ago. But what I noticed is it came out of nowhere. It got insanely popular. Then they said they were going to do some things for regulation. Now, all of a sudden, the central bank is going to come up with their own cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
So I don't believe for 1 second that from the very beginning, this was not, I don't know how much they were like, hey, I say we implement this and then we can. I think they kind of saw it coming, saw people doing it, and were like, well, fuck. Here's what we do.
Russia been planning this shit
Here's what
forever.
we do. We let this get insanely popular. Then we come in and wipe it out and create our own and just take it over. Like, they didn't need to create it for a specific purpose. They literally just went, oh, look what somebody's doing. We're going to feint that we're against it so that people want it.
It's the same thing they did with giving up your information to all these social media.
Then we're going to flip on them and be the only option they have for it, and then we're going to take away the dollar and make it the standard currency.
And I mean, as well as anybody, Jared, I ain't a biblical type man, but I've done my studies and shit, and this is some biblical shit.
And absolutely,
this is straight biblical shit. And from the chipping, the chipping to the money to the everything's gonna go to shit, and then there's gonna be a savior, but that savior ain't gonna really be the savior. That's fucked up. And again, I don't believe in that, but that's kind of, you know, I don't
I mean,
believe in the Simpsons neither, but they done got a lot of shit right.
to me, you're right. It is biblical in a sense because one world government, one world currency, one world religion, and you look at things that's going on. Like for instance, the
The
building
mark
of
of the beast is your motherfucking your chip.
your chip. Absolutely, you can't trade. You can't do nothing without that fucking chip. And I think
And
that
they
that chip.
can't use that unless they fucking go to a non-substantial currency. It's got to be a digital currency for that to work out.
Well, here's my thing with this. Everybody done just shipped on the U.S. dollar, including the Saudis. Just was like, no, we out of here too. And
Yeah,
now you got France actually just stabbed us in the back or stabbed them in the
Brazil
back.
doing it.
Brazil. Everybody understands that what we still have is fiat currency. Even if you want to set up this whole
The
digital
peso is
currency through
becoming
the
more worth,
Feds,
worth
man,
more than a dollar.
don't give me no motherfucking dollar. Pay me in pesos. I mean, even right now, Knott's Berry Farms will not take government currency. Knott's Berry Farms will not take paper currency. A fucking amusement park in Southern California, right now at the ticket booth, if we try to pay them in cash, they'll say we don't take that. Only fucking plastic currency, only shit from the card.
In New
And
York, it has become I'm sure it's just in the city. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty positive it's just in like the city. They passed it's illegal to use paper currency.
yeah.
So, and stores and businesses and restaurants can actually get fined for using cash. So, what a couple people have started doing, a couple businesses have started doing, is they're partnering with these ATM machines. And it's basically a reverse ATM machine for gift cards. What you do, you place your order. If your order comes to $22, you walk over and put $22 into the ATM machine. The ATM machine gives you a Visa card for $22, and you go pay your bill.
That's some bullshit.
I mean, even if they try to switch it over to a federal, listen, I barely understand banks, but I understand that they bullshit because I don't understand modern banks, but I understand the origin of banks, what they were set up for and why. You know what I mean? It was all fiat currency after it got changed from the gold standard, which means that it's money printed out of nothing. So with that being said, how in the fuck am I supposed to feel comfortable that it's just nothing but X's and O's and put it into a computer that tells me how much my shit is worth and it can be hacked?
But see, the problem is that you
Not
literally
through Oracle.
You literally
Never.
still have that now. You have that issue today. If your money is not in hand, if it's not tangible and liquid right now, if it's not real property in your hand, you can wake up tomorrow with nothing.
I mean, yeah, look at all those people who lost everything they had when these banks went down. You know what I mean? And then, to me, it's all by design. And, what they do
these last banks, the only people that lost money on the last banks are investors who had invested in an investment which is unsecured, or people that had over the secure limit in cash. Now, it's been widely stated, it's on plaques at every institution you go to. Financial
money's only insured up to a certain amount.
And so while the reason for the banks failing in this and that are a different conversation, if you lost money in either of these two banks that failed, it's your fault because you had more than the protected amount in cash on deposit with that institution.
Yeah,
the only other people that lost money were investors who didn't have, because there's a difference between an investment and a secure deposit. If I deposit my paycheck into a bank account, that's a secure deposit. If I buy shares of your company or if I buy percentages of your portfolio, I am opening myself to risk. Yeah. But that's why my percentage of return is up here, bigger. Where my percentage of return on an insured account is way down here.
Right.
I mean, you might be able to on certain online bank accounts right now. You can probably find anywhere from 2% interest on your return, 2 to 4 maybe. That's not bad, knowing that it can't ever be taken from you.
Well, they say it can't ever be
You're
taken
right.
from you.
As realistically as
Right,
as
right,
real
right.
as it is, you can't lose it because you made a bad investment. Like when you
Right.
when you buy $1,000 CD for a year, you're gonna get that 4%, and that's a guaranteed investment. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
That's
hear the bonds are going. They're shitting the bed too now. The federal bonds.
that's
That
not
was
that's
something.
not a certificate of
No,
deposit.
no, no. I'm just saying that was something else since you was talking banking.
There are bonds that might be going bad. And again, I am not. I used to be, and I will preface everything I say by saying I have been removed from the financial business for a decade. So I do
We
know that
need Dino for this one.
I do know that specific laws have changed, and I might have some minor information that isn't like back in the day when I first started putting money in the bank. You were only guaranteed up to $100,000 by the FDIC. Now it's like 250,000.
Yeah, I think it's
So,
250.
I mean, things have changed, but
Yeah, a lot of the
the way
banking
things
laws have
work
changed, but
is still the
I mean,
same.
the
So, like,
basics are the basics.
I understand how it works, but there might be minor details that aren't the same anymore. Because honestly, when I left the business, I quit paying attention because I learned how unreal money is.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, do you guys think that any of this is like heading towards that Nessera and Jessera?
The what?
Nessera and Jessera.
Nessera and Jessera.
I
Are
don't
you
know.
guys are you guys familiar with that?
No, no.
Okay, what we'll do is maybe we'll save that for it because this ain't my show. I'm just being a. But since
No,
no,
no.
but
Put it out there.
okay,
You already said something.
so what they saying is that the complete now here's where it could be wins for the common people and wins for the regular people of the world and losses for all the dickheads who's been in charge because allegedly and it's kind of going out the plan and I've been watching it unfold and I'm like wait a minute fuck this because it's been a rumor for so long that this has to happen and there's certain things that had to happen starting with the collapse of major banks, the Panama Papers. You guys familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Panama Papers exposed all these banks that are now being taken down, right? So basically, if you guys remember about the story about Donald Trump, he went to the Vatican, got all the gold up underneath the Vatican, been going around collecting all the gold. We don't know if it's true or false, but allegedly there was like fucking 30 planes, 30 jumbo military jet planes that went and got all the gold back and returned the gold to this Nessera and Jessera thing. And basically, all the major banks and all these things have to collapse before this particular thing could go into place. And when it does,
This
all
is like
that
some prophecy shit.
well, kind of, sort of, but basically, if you even if you look at people like Ted Gunderson and motherfuckers like that, and they tell you, hey, we could tell you that the banks and the government have stole $33 trillion from the regular people. $33 trillion they stole from regular people like you, me, and everybody else who's struggling to make it. So basically, what this does is it clears out all your debt, it clears out all your shit, it restores all the money to the people, and everybody who has whatever money they're supposed to have will have it. And I can't really explain that aspect of it to you. But what I'll do is I'll send some links to both of y'all so we
Yeah,
can
I'm gonna
all
have to look into some of that
yeah,
because this
Nessera, and Jessera. It's
again, I'm a Trump supporter, but you know that nigga ain't that good.
oh no, it's not just about him. No, no, no,
He
no, no.
ain't going to the Vatican and
No, no,
taking
no, no, no,
shit.
no.
One of them popes will
Shit,
fuck him up.
shit, bullshit. No, no, no. There's actually, if you look on Telegram channels and shit like that, you can see these motherfuckers loading up the fucking planes with the gold. So I beg to differ
Yeah,
on that.
it wasn't going to no Donald Trump, and it sure as fuck wasn't
No, no,
coming
no,
to
no, 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 no.
America.
It didn't go to him. He's allegedly the one who put the whole shit together. Okay, you remember when when the train tracks to that motherfucker set on fire?
Yeah.
It all had to do with shit like that and a little bit before that. I'm gonna send you some shit. I'm gonna send both of y'all some shit. We'll do some
Yeah,
research
I'm gonna have to.
and
I'll
maybe
have
I'll
to
have
check
y'all
that out.
maybe
That's
I'll have y'all on the grapevine, both of y'all, and we could talk about it over 2 hours on the grapevine and really get in depth with it. Because if it happens, and it has nothing to do with Trump. He's minimal in the whole play. This thing has been going on for a long time. And it's been put. It's called QFC, Quantum Financial something. The Quantum Financial System, QFS. And I can't, like I said, I can't really explain it in depth because I don't understand that aspect of it. But I get the other part of it. So again, I'll send y'all a whole bunch of links, and do you guys have Telegram?
Nah.
Get Telegram, because that's where you get your real dirt from. That's where
Nah,
you get.
you want to catch some real shit. I found a website, and you can't. It won't let you share it to Facebook. You can't even share the links in the Messenger. You got to do it over your regular phone. It's was it Brightheart?
Bright
Not
Art?
Breitbart, not Breitbart. It's a different one. I'm pulling it up right now. Brighton.
Okay, send it to me.
Yeah, dude, you want to get like behind, like these are the videos that YouTube won't let be on there and all that, and it's real shit.
Hey,
You
no,
know,
no,
it's
no, no.
like
So listen. When I send you, I'm gonna send both of y'all a app request. Accept the Telegram app, and then I'm gonna start putting y'all in these channels. Right? You have to have some of the channels are for you could watch them actually go in there and clear out military underground bases. These motherfuckers uploading pictures of the war, right? You could see kids being rescued out of cages. You could see
oh,
some
nigga,
kids.
I ain't trying to get my house kicked in, man. That sounds like some shit I shouldn't have. I mean, it'd be
Man,
nice to
listen, bro.
watch, but
Listen.
you
Hey,
know, I
listen.
pay for my phone bill. This ain't a burner phone or nothing.
No, 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 no. Listen, bro. I'm telling you. I mean, you gotta
Hey,
have a
hurry up
certain
my
amount of
minutes with a
discernment.
credit card, motherfucker. They're going to find me.
Yeah.
You off the grid. No, but for real, no bullshit. There's military channels. There's people who are on the right side of the military who upload their information. You know what planes is in the air, and you know what people who've been hit. And they releasing substantial evidence behind it. You don't got to get as deep as looking into the adrenochrome factories to where you seeing kids getting chopped into pieces and shit, because they do show that. They do
Oh,
show
dude.
harvesting the kids. They do show fucking factories and shit that they done took down. I mean, you can see these motherfuckers on certain videos shaving skin off of people. Then you'll show all the particular designer companies who have purses, belts, and coats made out of human skin.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's deep like that, buddy.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I knew about the adrenochrome factories, but see, that's what I'm saying. I ain't never heard of the gold given back to the people. That sound like when
too good to be
Jesus is
true.
coming and all that shit.
Hey,
They
what
bringing the
about,
gold back
hey,
to the motherland into
hey,
the.
hey, hey, what about if we all get our money and shit? We be like, oh yeah, and then all of a sudden,
And then wait a minute. You know how many lazy motherfuckers
no,
there
no, no,
is
no,
right
no,
now?
fuck
A
that.
lot of
What?
people don't deserve no money. They gonna
Hey,
be
wait,
pissed
wait.
off because they gonna be sitting there still broke.
Hey, what about if all the checks clear and everybody got their money, and then you just start seeing the nuclear missiles launching?
Dude, did you see? It was somewhere here in Ohio. I don't know where, but a black chick went through a Target line with a bunch of groceries and shit, and then when they rung her up, she started preaching to the cashier to get the manager over here so that her reparations that were due to her could pay her bill. It got to the point where she went after, when the security guard came up and tried to defuse the situation, she went after him. So he decided to go back to his office, wait for the police. She followed him back to the office and made a move towards him. So he tried. That's what he tried to. He tried to shut the door. She pushed past the door to come into his office, and it's on camera and everything. He turns around and bip, just lays her out. The cops get there and took her away.
Good for him. Good
I
for
mean,
him.
nothing wrong with it. He
I hope
tried
he
to
can't-
defuse
you're
it.
right,
He
it's
even
gonna
went
happen.
to a fucking room.
If you start giving out free checks, there are going to be people that are going to show up demanding free money.
That's it.
Hey, like I said, man, I'm gonna send y'all some links, and we can all look into it collectively. You with your banking history and understanding the financial system better than me, maybe can explain something better. But I think it'd be a hell of a topic for a hell of a show.
I mean, I'm down. I'm always down to get on and talk about stuff. It's all bullshit anyways, bro. If you don't know how to hunt with a spear and a fucking slingshot and live off of the land, you are going to be fucked within the next decade.
Yep.
I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care how many MREs you have stashed up. I don't care what kind of bunker you have stashed away. I don't give two fucks about how many guns or how much fucking ammo you have, because, like, quite honestly, even if it's not an entire reset that just melts everything down, there are so many players out there that want to
survive.
Look, Power Grid. water supply, oil, natural gas, all those pipelines, the way we get everything are all computer controlled.
Yep.
Ohio just saw how brittle
Hey,
our power grid is. Fucking storm
Margo,
just took
that's
out
not
half
even
the fucking.
Margo. That's not even someone sitting fucking 40,000 miles away in a different fucking country, hitting four
Right.
fucking buttons on a keyboard, shutting everything down with a fucking virus.
Right, that was fucking trees.
I mean, and then on top of that, you got to add in the artificial intelligence threat, and you
Right.
got the
So,
Yeah,
like, honestly,
Dino's been on that a lot, man.
unless you are prepared to just walk off and step into the woods and live that way and survive that way, I don't care what. The only thing you've done is with your prepping is bought yourself a little more time than your neighbor who didn't prep. But unless you're ready to go fucking primal,
Yep.
bro, like we can debate all this shit we want. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter. We're not going to have we're not going to have this much longer.
Oh no, this is a luxury right now. Motherfuckers better enjoy it.
So, y'all see, well, I was talking to you guys about this a little bit before the show. The nightshade. Nightshade. Y'all heard of the nightshade?
I didn't know it was called a nightshade, but I know that's the Doomsday plane, right?
Right. It's a B-42 something S. It is the most supposedly the most highly sophisticated aircraft that the U.S. has, or the world supposedly has. But I'm sure if we got one, then the Asians got one, and everybody else fucking got one too. But they're basically flying. They're made to fly 12 days straight. They can refuel in the air. They carry 112 people, not including the crew. Cost $50,000 an hour. An hour to run this thing. Only comes out in emergencies. You know, that's when there's supposed to be nuclear, you know, that's for nukes and shit. That motherfucker followed Air Force One all the way to Ireland and back. That bitch don't come out for nothing. That motherfucker followed the president to Ireland and back. Some ain't right. And then, as we was just starting this fucking show, I get the news flash that, oh yeah, you know why? Because the Russians was shooting missiles at motherfuckers. Ballistic missiles, as a warning. They said specifically it was a warning to the U.S.
People are tired of the shit that the United States has perpetuated across the world in the name of democracy. Because every time we go somewhere and spread democracy, it ends up in complete chaos, a total destabilization of the region. You have things running in order under whoever circumstances is in charge. Y'all come in there, y'all blow the shit out of them. You get what you need out of them, and you lead the people to fend for themselves.
Dude, democracy is the new Christianity, man. You know, remember the Crusades? How many people died in the name of their God? How many had to die in the name of someone else's God?
Absolutely.
And you know when they started getting a little bit modern, it was like, all right, well, nobody's believing in these gods because they ain't coming through. Well, we're gonna switch this over to democracy. You guys want freedom. We got freedom. You like our freedom? We can make your freedom kind of like our freedom. It won't be the same kind of freedom, but we'll take all your shit though. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm America. You know, I'm for the team. I ain't saying my team is the best team in the world, and I ain't saying my team don't play fair or does play fair. But you know, I'm from a team. But you know, the players be fucked up, and some of the coaches is real fucked up. You know. Oh, we lost Grape. Where'd Grape go? Oh, I guess we lost Grape. We lost Greg and Grape.
Everybody gone.
Oh, fuck. I hope his shit didn't get kicked in. He's starting to talk about the Dreamachrome farming and shit like that. That's a little deep. So, what you think about the whole nuke plane following Biden?
You know, at this point, you know, I don't even know what to think. Honestly, I don't.
I don't know what the hell happened. They told us to shut the fuck up.
Look, that's what I was saying. You started talking about adrenochrome farming.
They kicked my bitch ass out. I'm in jail enough.
We found out a long time ago. There's certain things we cannot say.
Remember,
get shut
dude,
down.
Remember back during Epstein, and we started getting on Hillary Clinton, and
it's now the catch-up snake. It's now the catch-up snake.
First we lost service. Like first our shit started shutting down. When we'd reboot, then the whole server started crashing.
Yeah.
For the host
like
site.
Everything, like the computer, like it was like hit the button. And we did it twice, and I was gonna do it a third time, and Scotty was like, "No, just fucking stop,
Somebody had to be the voice of reason for crying out loud.
But we figured, we're a little fucking show. Nobody's listening to us really. Yeah, somebody listening. Trust me, somebody listening. And if you haven't noticed, like if you look at some, especially my prior shows, I'll get to talking about certain things. I got the highest. I don't even got cable. I just pay for internet, straight internet, and I pay way too much for good internet. But best believe, if I start talking about certain things, my shit will start glitching out. Or you'll hear my voice, or you won't hear my voice, or I'll just disappear off the screen. Like it'll just be my background. Like it's crazy shit, dude.
Hey, that's crazy because this whole time I've been blaming that shit on Dave over at Redline. Nigga, this is me.
Nah, dude, you get hit. I'm telling you, that's no joke. Me and Dino proved that shit.
Wow. Yeah.
And then it ain't just like a StreamYard or whatever. Like we was getting it when we were just straight audio. When we were going through Mixler and shit like that.
Wow. That's fucking scary as fuck. That's dystopian as fuck, bro.
Yeah, and you can't really say nothing because we're using somebody else's platform. I always tell people that shit. Now it's fucked up when the government is doing the shit. But if it's Facebook doing it, whether it be on the behalf of somebody or not, it's their company. They can do what the fuck they want with it. There is no rights when it comes to this shit.
Yeah.
People love to start preaching that, well, I got my business on there. So what?
It doesn't matter.
For putting your business
it doesn't matter. The First Amendment only protects you from the government.
Right. This is a private entity.
It doesn't protect you from doesn't protect you from a private entity. You can't. You can submit an op-ed to a newspaper and they can choose not to publish it. Your First Amendment right was not squandered there.
Right.
It was not stepped on. It was not trampled on. They didn't accept your submission. Get the fuck over it.
Right.
That's not your First Amendment right. Your First Amendment right is when the government, usually in the form of a law enforcement officer, says you can't do that. You can't say that. You can't assemble here.
Oh, fuck. Wait a minute, man. I'm late. Just stop.
You're way late.
I'm way late.
It's time.
All right. Yeah, you can't do that. It's just a regular entity. Does not. There's no protection against that. And people keep fucking. Just like people want to bitch about Elon Musk and Twitter and shit like that. Well, motherfucker, it's his now. Y'all done fucked him every way but Tuesday. He was not gonna get it. Y'all bitched about him buying it. He said fuck it, he wasn't gonna buy it. And then y'all forced him to fucking buy it. Now he can do what the fuck he wants. Whether he wants to boot everybody and turn it into, Mario Kart. Or whether he wants to keep it going. That's on him.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's this shit. You don't like it, you can get the fuck out.
And then the government likes to put their fucking dick in it. Well, it's such a social media, such an influence on this and that. Oh, really? So why don't you set an example and fucking toss your phone, bitch? Oh, you won't? No, why? Because you're on Twitter telling everybody that the Republicans are assholes. Fuck you.
But not only that, you guys are going over there offering $60 million to countries who don't support the agenda that you guys support out here, so you just try to buy them and influence them with $60 million, and they clearly don't want you there with your bullshit nor none of the things that you support.
Yeah. People take for granted. I mean, you know, a lot of people love to say, "Oh, America ain't free," or I fucking hate this. When was America great? Make America great. When was America great? Motherfucker, take anybody. I dare anybody take your ass to your motherland. No, you ain't gotta go there. Just visit. Just visit. Visit for a fucking week. Whether it be the litter box,
Not the
whether it be the
resorts either.
jungle.
Not the resorts.
No.
You're not allowed to stay in a resort.
Yeah, take your ass to the hood.
Let's see some of y'all in Ghana. Let's see some of y'all in fucking Pakistan or Mogadishu or fucking, you know, the depths of the fucking
Congo.
Yeah.
Let's see some of y'all in the Bahamas, away from where the ships is at.
Right. You know, just drop you on the island with coconuts and seawater. See, and then come back and ask yourself, when was America great? Go sit in the fucking rice paddy for fucking 14 hours.
Bro, people, and I keep saying this, whenever we talk about this, people don't understand. What they don't understand is, how long have we been a country? How long have we been a country?
Oh, 1776?
1776? Yeah, 1776. I'm not
250-ish years. Just round it off. We don't even need to get exact. Okay? 250 years. Ish. Look at all the countries, how long they've been around compared to us. How many civil wars have they gone through? How many internal power struggles have they gone through? How many leaders have they chewed through? How many types of government have they have they spun through? How many, like, we are still in an infancy compared to the rest of the world as a nation. Then you start breaking down, like, the states. Like, I was having this conversation with somebody about people from Texas. Now, I got the pleasure of living in Texas for a number of years. And I'm going to tell you something. You know, Texas has only been in the country about half the time that we've been a country. It's only a little over 100 years that Texas won its independence from Mexico. We're talking a lifetime. That's it.
And that's kind of sketchy if you look into the history of that.
A single fucking lifetime. Okay, so no wonder Texans are still a little different. No wonder they still have a little bit of fight left in them. It was still their grandfather or their great-grandfather fought in a goddamn war for fucking freedom. Like, people don't realize this shit. It's not over. And it doesn't matter what you do in Congress. It doesn't matter what our leaders do. There is a cycle of mankind that is going to be adhered to because it's our nature. Our nature is a certain way as human beings. We have proven that since the earliest recordings of man. And we are literally doing exactly what we've always done. We create things, we make our life better. Then we find reasons that we need to control other people. Or certain people believe they need to rule other people. And then we start hoarding resources. And then we start hoarding finances. And then we start trying to control major parts of the population. And then
boom, there's the dinosaurs.
Down goes another civilization. I mean, it's almost like the down of Rome to a T. You know what I mean?
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Speaking of the fall of Rome, I want to touch on this while we got our last 10 minutes going on here. This whole Bud Light debacle with the cans and all this shit. All right, so my issue is not with the drag queen on the can. You know, I think it was a poor choice, but that's their choice. That's their marketing. That's their thing. This is America. I've always said that, whether I like it or not, whether you like it or not. You know, that has nothing to do with the weirdos in the schools with the kids. This is an adult beverage. This is an adult company. So whoever the fuck they put on their can is whoever the fuck they put on their can. And remember, Caitlyn Jenner once upon a time was on Wheaties. You know what I'm saying?
You and I talked about this a little bit earlier too, Marco. Right. That specific can was not
to this shit.
You can't go to the liquor store and buy that can.
No. It was specifically made for Canadian Pride Day. So, and I like Kid Rock, but you got to be digging a little deep there to go find you the queer beer. You know what I'm saying? You know, so good. That makes me feel like Budweiser or Bush, whatever the fuck it was. But like, it makes me feel like Budweiser and Kid Rock and this kid, whoever this Mulvaney kid is, all was in cahoots with this. Because this was a hell of a fucking
Publicity stunt.
yeah. Now, it did backfire because the ramifications are stocks are down. They lost a whole bunch of money. They did not fire their marketing team. That's a big lie. Which they might have wanted to think about it though. But yeah, you know, there was a big backlash, but it's only because of these fucking idiots out here. You can't bitch about the cancel culture and then go cancel something. You are defeating the purpose. You just kicked yourself in the dick.
Well, my whole thing is this. I don't have no problem. I feel like this. Every good movement has some sort of infiltration. And I feel like that particular part of the LGBT, you didn't see none of this before they included the T's, and the rest of them didn't want the T's in it for real, for real.
I've been trying to say this since the beginning, and this is what I've been talking about with you so much, Marco, is that, you know, I know a good amount of trans people. I know a good amount of drag performers. Dude, I know a shitload of drag performers that I have sat there and watched them perform on stage while I'm having a conversation with their wife who is seated next to me and my wife.
Yeah.
Like, so this whole entire thing, it's only a small little fringe group that is doing this bullshit with the sexualized shows in front of kids. And listen, I don't even have a problem with a dude in drag reading kids' books at a library or at another event. We start pushing things inside public schools, I start to have a different issue that isn't associated with it being trans, and that's a different issue altogether. But even all the trans people I know, you know what they're going to tell you? Leave the goddamn kids alone. That's not what this is about. They are freaking out. Like they don't like it either. There's like everybody gets so hyper focused on fringe groups on both sides, whether it's the far right screaming about things that the far left is doing or the far left screaming about things the far right is doing. It is still very small fringe groups on both sides that they're pointing behavior out at, where 99%, 98% of the middle pack of everybody that's not what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing got hijacked, and now it's turned into this, like everything else. We know how to divide you. We know how to keep you fighting so that you can't unify. Dude, it's like A Bug's Life, bro. The grasshoppers are scared shitless that us fucking ants are going to figure out that we can band together and tell them to fuck off. So what do they do? What do they do? They push the tranny thing here. Remember, before it was the tranny thing, it was the homosexual thing. Before that, it was the fucking black thing. They didn't want black kids in white schools. They don't want black people in white bathrooms. It's the same thing. Same thing.
I'd see it like different though, especially on the whole fringe group thing. Because what I keep trying to tell you is
fringe groups
you're right.
have the opportunity to have more power and influence now because of things like social media.
Right, and this is what it started off with, a handful of people, and then it grew and grew, and it might not be as big as everybody makes it out to be, but it's getting there.
But it's not getting there
because people are letting them now. Before there was other people to push back, and now if you push back, you're a racist, or you're some kind of phobe, or you're some this or that.
They've always done that. They've always done that. It's just louder now. It hasn't changed. It's just louder now because we've given them better bullhorns, right? It's not any worse than it was before. We just see it more. And the algorithms put it that way. It's just like the news, bro. Like, they don't care if you're clicking it because you love it or clicking it because you hate it, as long as you fucking click it.
Click it.
So if they can get you to click it by enraging you, they're still getting the click they need. It hasn't gotten any more prolific. It has just gotten louder.
I see it more prolific, but time will only tell. Time will only tell. With that being said, it's around that time to close this
Yep.
up. What's up, Arliss? Arliss from the Southern Outlaw Gang,
Well,
listening in.
bro.
I don't know. We lost Grape from the red line. I think somebody might be kicking his door in right now. Greg, Greg, you still there? Greg had to do an update on his computer, and then he said he was gonna be back. I don't know if he's still.
That might be him trying to pop back in.
Oh, we see the square.
Yeah, everything is bad over here.
I hear Greg. I hear him.
Yeah, I'm here.
But we was just saying goodnight to everybody. Make sure y'all check out Vinyl Thursday, whatever the fuck they doing on Friday. And Jared, you gonna start recording the Muck and Fun Days ahead of time, or?
Very soon we're gonna start. I've still got to get through the transportation issue and everything.
Yep, and we might have some things to come here real soon. So you just make sure you stay up on Upside Down Studios. Check out Grape on the Grapevine Red Line Radio, and yeah, we out.